It's the Think High crew, yeah. Yo, it's the Think High crew, what up? Yeah. It's the Think High crew, you know. It's the Think High crew, what up? It's the Think High crew, yeah. Hey you, yeah you, stop scrolling for your next NFT opportunity. We here, baby. Let me introduce you to Ganja Pharma G's, a game changer that's about to hit you like a rip from a 6-foot bong. And guess what? Each NFT comes with its very own hit song. This ain't your average NFT, my guy. It's a whole new level of artistic rebellion and financial empowerment. Lost, the creative genius behind mind-blowing digital experiences like Top Girls and Golden G's, has teamed up with the Supremes of the Ohio Valley to create some serious magic with this 500-strong collection. Ganja Pharma G's. Let's get down to business. When you pop one of these exclusive NFTs, you're not just entering an RPG-style NFT game, you're also stepping into a universe where art, music, and money collide. Of course, who wouldn't want to be the boss of the most lit ganja crop game ever? It's a flex like no other, but it's also an opportunity to stack your paper in a route to financial freedom and sovereignty. Well, hold up. That's not even the best part. Once 75% of the collection is locked in, we're unleashing an epic passive income stream that'll blow your mind. Yeah, we're putting your investment to work with an HFT fund to fill your digital wallet every 6 months for a whole year. And that's not all. We're not stopping at the cash flow, baby. We got the pedal to the floor, multiplying those gains like mating season. Check it. 50% of the HFT rewards are getting compounded, boosting your stash month after month. We're talking about compounding those gains until you're rolling in crypto. Whole lot of crypto, money on tenfold. But this is where things get real interesting. After the first year, we're just getting started. In month 13 of holding your Ganja Pharma G's, the return becomes significant. The monthly rewards keep compounding and rolling for one hell of a ride. So don't sleep on this opportunity. Ganja Pharma G's, taking the streets by storm, bringing art, music, and money together in a way that's never been seen before. Lost in the Think High crew are taking you on a journey to the top of your financial game. And you can't ride to your sovereignty without a fire-ass theme song. This is not just another NFT gimmick. I repeat, this is not just another NFT gimmick, my guys. It's a solution and the future of art and investment. And you, my friend, have a front row ticket to the hottest show in town. So claim your spot, grind hard, and let's get to the bag together. Grab your Ganja Pharma G, Friday, July the 28th, and I'll see you on the other side. Yeah. Crypto. Whole lot of crypto, money on tenfold. I am the sum. Tell a free world, come holler when they need more. Wallet on beast mode. Try to hold me down, I don't think you can. I am my own bank. Pushing pack, got sovereign on demand. What do you expect? My royalty reflex. We about to run it up. This how a nerd flex. My dominance is so dominant, I could drop it all and still conquer shit. This free form is so DeFi. Make a big splash, that's a deep dive. Call it white car, how I revive. After 3 days on the sleep side. No dream board, this a real slide. Had to point the way just like a field guide. Follow the leader. I'm making all the moves. If it's decentralized, gotta make it do what it do. I'm all up on your blockchain. We dope enough to rock. My trading view was so obtuse, I can close my eyes when I'm about to aim. This is that real shit. I double on tongue like a nigga with a chain and a whip, call it field trip. Flip it on his head, turn a 6 to a 9 when I spit, had to Feel this, no mask on when I kill shit. Make sure you can see the face that lit the way and gave nigga keys to free all they realness. Crypto, whole lot of crypto, money on tenfold. Future millionaires, turning billionaires, all because the boy got a tight hold. Crypto, yeah, whole lot of crypto, money on tenfold. This is my rifle, slide left and earn $1 million off an iPhone. Crypto, yeah, whole lot of crypto, money on tenfold. Future millionaires, turning billionaires, all because the boy got a tight hold. Crypto, yeah, whole lot of crypto, money on tenfold. This is my rifle, I slide left and make $1 million off an iPhone.
500 to $1 billion. I am on the moon, shot up, taking shots at Espelon. It's like 10% of like 10,000 when I'm really in the zone. All my trend lines identify when the whole, when the fold. My portfolio, it might reach heights. Oh, I think I seen the goat. I got diamond hands on that trigger, boy. It's like $1 trillion in the scope. He's so high on that mountainside, it's only air and H2O. I just been notified to my Ethereum a soul. I might swing it back and grab a bag of that when it did before it go. Turn my Ethereum to gold. Yeah, I put it on my soul. Leave them gas fees alone. It's a trap art when you trapping in a bear trap. It's a trapeze while I trapeze. You can ask me and I'm gone. 63,180,343 UFO.
Crypto, whole lot of crypto, money on tenfold. Future millionaires, turning billionaires, all because the boy got a tight hold.
What up, what up, what up? What the fuck Wednesday, Think Eye Crew, and that was Tenfold by SOT.
Whole lot of crypto, money on
Tenfold.
What up, Grand Rising gods and goddesses?
That song will be, it's not available right now, but it will be available.
Nope.
And when it's available, you can buy it, but then you can also hold it and make money from holding it. So we'll get into that later on, not today, but later on as we get closer. But I just want to give a little preview of Tenfold. A whole lot of money on, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. I can't wait. Oh, yes, most definitely. Let's get into it. Back with another What the Fuck Wednesday with your Think High Crew, the ones you love to hate and hate to love. I'm currently on the road right now because this is a mobcast. So unfortunately, I don't have the numeralis right in front of me right now. But I see Megawatts in the building, so if she wants to start with the stars and the planets for us, that would be dope as well.
Megawatt, are you awake or are you just halfway awake?
I'm getting there. I'm on my way.
Okay. Well, I can run my mouth for a second if you want me to, or you can go ahead.
Run your mouth then, no?
Yeah, so shoot, it's easy to do that, man.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I'm sure that everybody. So what I'm going to talk about today, what I'm going to bring to the table today about the WTF Wednesday is in the past couple of days, there's been several mass shootings, and they make it priority that you know about it. But then they don't make it priority that you know really what happened. So what the fuck really happened, we never get to know about it. They just plaster a face, tell you you're in danger, tell you how many people got killed, how many people got shot, and what type of gun they did it with, and how this person was already on the FBI watch, had already went to a psychiatrist and said they was going to get mad, shoot up some shit, and then tell you that the laws are flawed. How is buying? So the law is flawed in the FBI not doing their motherfucking job, because when I go buy a gun, and every time I bought a gun legally, which is just about every motherfucking time I've ever bought a gun, I can't buy a gun unless I go through a check. Yep. So I don't know where the media gets this shit about, oh, well, there has to be stricter gun laws. Bro, there's strict gun laws already. Get caught with a gun if you ain't supposed to have one and see what happens. Right. You're finna go up the road for a long time.
Yeah. So I mean, they recently changed a lot of things in Ohio, though. There is gun laws, you know what I mean? But you are allowed to protect yourself. You know, they just released a law in Ohio that you can carry a concealed weapon without a license to carry a concealed weapon.
That's in the Constitution anyway.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They just made that bullshit ass law about.
I also know somebody. He didn't have a record. He didn't have prior offenses. He got caught with a gun, and he still had to do like 90 days of probation or something like that. You know what I mean? Just because he didn't have the gun registered and whatnot and all this other extra
Exactly.
stuff. So he still
Yeah.
got in
And it
trouble. Yeah.
matters too. Like, you could ride in your car. Your car is an extension of your home.
It
People can
Right.
is.
try to check me on this if you want, but I know what I'm talking about because every time I open my mouth, I know what I'm talking about. That's the only time I open my mouth. So your car is an extension of your home. If you have your pistol or your rifle, now hold on now. If it's a rifle, you set that bitch in the back seat and you're good. If it's a shotgun, same
Yeah.
thing. Any type of long gun, you're good. If it's a pistol, you have to have the
Clip.
magazine
Yep.
in the
Somewhere else.
trunk
Yep.
and you can have the gun in your lap. But if you have it concealed, you need to let the police officer know that you have
Yep.
a concealed gun, and then you go through the steps. Halfway through the traffic stop, when they find out you got a gun tucked up under the seat, that's when the motherfucker gets a little nervous. And I'm not saying that's how it is every
Yep.
time, right? But I'm just saying in general. So I'm gonna get into that type of stuff today, and I'm sure I'm gonna piss some people off. I really don't give a fuck because it's Nova 9, bitch.
Okay. Well, let me get some astrology in here. Um, a
Hey,
place
let us know why
place.
we get why it's
Well, I mean, you have to defer to your political candidates on those terms because they're the ones that set those up with the help of the alphabet agencies to try to fearmonger you into passing more laws. And I have some comments on what Nova was talking about, so I'll add those in. Terms
Oh,
of
by the
the
way,
yes.
I just want to say yesterday I was eating at Chipotle. First time I ever ate there, right? And they opened one up in the main on the mainland where I live at. So I'm there. Bro, I am not lying to you. Me and my wife went in there and literally everybody in there was from FLETC that was eating, which is federal law enforcement training
Uh-huh.
facility. Now, everybody from the FBI to this, well, not CIA, but ATF to DEA to all those, even the
Uh-huh.
FDA, right?
Oh, good.
They go to this place and they get training when they need it for certain types of things. Everybody in there was literally every type of race you can ever think of, right? This is South Georgia. There's only two of these places in the United States. Just so happens one of them's here. I hear bombs going off all the time and shit all the time from them testing it. But what I wanted to say was I talk to these people on a regular basis. I see them out. You know what they look like. Me, I can tell a cop from a mile away. And so you can definitely see the ones that's in training. They're younger. You can just tell who they are. So you start talking to them and like uh the insight that you get from how these people are being trained and on gun laws,
Mm-hmm.
there's strict enough gun laws.
There
There's
is.
not strict
It
enough
has
on
nothing to
crazy
do.
people.
It has
We got to
nothing to
get
do with gun
stricter on
laws.
people that are crazy. If we
It
don't get
hasn't.
stricter on people that are crazy, it don't make a fuck about a gun or a car or whatever can be used as a weapon. So
Yeah.
I'll shut up for now and I'm gonna get back into it.
You're fine. You're fine. So we are still heavy into the Scorpio season, which is part of this culmination of what um, Jason mentioned, where we're experiencing turbulence in the flight, and some of that is caused by crazy people. Some of that is caused by politicians. Some of that is caused just by the fact that the presence at hand is that topics on point are the taboo topics: money, sex, um, you know, criminals, what they're doing, what they're not doing, all the things that you don't want to talk about. This is what's kind of burbling up out of the ground, if you will, out of the spring water, because that's what's, coming up to the
Yep.
surface to be acknowledged and to be healed. Now, we're really good as a planet at acknowledging it, but we are not very good at healing it.
We suck
And
at
so it's
that.
gonna it's gonna keep coming back around until we really hit this Pluto return for the United States, and that's really when
Clarity.
stuff is
Clarity.
gonna really start to pop off and stuff. So, and if they can't get you in the external United States, politics and geopolitical stuff, they're gonna get you with the internal stuff in the United States, but also not with anything that people can actually do anything about. if there needs to be a stricter gun law, which I don't believe there does, me, you, the three of us on this phone are probably not going to be the ones that impact a stricter gun law.
Right.
That is not going to be in our
Right.
wheelhouse.
Facts.
So putting that in front of us as this needs to happen, that's like that's it, that there's no action that can be taken. It renders you immobile and scared, and then you don't want to leave your house, or you don't want to associate with other people, or you're judging people. Do they have a gun? Do they have a gun? You know, something like that. So
Right.
and the moon is in Gemini, so a lot of this information is going to be coming down out of the air. It's just like through social media, through the airwaves, through the news, you know, all this stuff. It's going to be turned up on high because that's how people receive information if you're an air sign. So it just comes through the airwaves at you. You could be receiving downloads. You could be receiving upgrades in your body energy. If you're paying attention, if you're tuning in, if you know how to meditate and channel your energies, you know, this is a really good time to tune into what is something you can affect and, you know, needs to be actioned upon by you. Maybe, you know, you have a child at school who's having problems, and, you know, this is going to keep coming up for you during this season because now's the time to deal with it at the beginning of the school year versus, you know, letting it go through all the way through the end of the school year. We still have these same planetary placements in the sky, the Scorpio stellium, the grand trine in air, so you can work through issues that you're having or problems through creativity, through art, music, qigong in your body, you know, running, art, whatever you want to do. It's a great time to keep working on it. Um, Obviously, what planets you have that are going to be more affected than other people's who are, you know, less affected. It's really super dependent on that. But also just keeping in mind that the one thing I think that's really important is that the Scorpio stellium is in direct opposition of Jupiter and Taurus. And Jupiter and Taurus is like a floodlight. So it's basically going to just keep that spotlight on all of these things, even though people want to sweep them under the rug and they want to say, oh, this isn't anything, this isn't something we have to deal with. This Jupiter and Taurus placement is direct opposition to the Scorpio stellium. So things are coming out, things are coming up. They're asking for you to do things about them. And then there's also a planetary influence of a spotlight being shown upon them, and it's not off, it's not going to turn off, and those things need to be identified and worked through. I hope that makes sense and I didn't just ramble on for like 3 minutes straight. So
No, it makes total sense. You know, I was just
Yeah,
sitting
I'm
here
vibing.
scrolling something
I'm vibing.
while I was listening to you. I just want to bring this up. This is a definite what the fuck, because we was talking about Halloween yesterday. So my wife showed me a picture of Kim Kardashian and her daughter or son, whatever it is, dressed up like the people from Clueless, right? That's a cool costume. So then I'm just scrolling and I see Kim Kardashian half naked, in that she's playing the character from Dusk Till Dawn when it was Salma Hayek with the snake on her when she was dancing up there and shit. And so I just posted that to my story, but I'm thinking, like, why? I just want to say this real quick or bring it up. Why is it always a snake? And then why is it always that albino color snake that these people do these little dances with and the music videos and shit? Because I could name 10 females right now, and probably a couple of males that's used these snakes in their music videos and etc. And it's always, why is it a snake? Why is it not a squirrel?
Right. Squirrels ain't sexy.
I don't think snakes are though.
Hey, but snakes though.
I mean,
the reason why they do that is it's a subconscious thing, right?
It is.
So like so like the serpent, the snake, you know what I mean? Like it has a level of wisdom to it, you know what I mean? But at the same time, there's a level of sexy with the snake. Like that's why they have the pole.
Maybe mute your mic, Megan.
That was Lucid, I think.
Was
Lucid, yeah. But the snake had a lot to do with exotic dancing and like, you know, those rituals that came with like strippers on poles and stuff like that. The snake had to do with a lot of that. You know, that's why like in a lot of cultures you'll see these chicks doing the belly dancing and the hip dancing and the stuff that they do, and they'll have the snake around their neck. You know what I mean? Like that's That's been something that's that goes way back. That just had to do with something way, just like how Halloween was like just like harvest season. It was something simple like that. I will have to go back and look at it, but it was something as simple as that. What in the hell's up with these lines in this robe? Sorry guys, but they turned into and they sexualized the snake with it. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like been hijacked.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's got something to do with that. I just don't think that way because when I'm just looking at the woman. I'm not looking at the damn snake and being like, oh, this
Well,
is extra. This is even better. She's got a snake. I mean,
well,
but maybe some people do.
snakes are meant to put you in a trance. Those videos where the snake is doing something and then the other person is either mirroring them or dancing in front of them, it's meant to cause a state of, trance for that person because you're following the movement of the snake and the eyes. Um, so I think that's what it means in like in a video type sense, if that's what you're talking
Absolutely
about.
agree. It is the symbolism of of trance type
I
thing.
want to see when he.
Especially the python, because y'all remember in
I
what's
was
that?
about to say the python. It's not just all snakes. The python.
Yup, it's not just it's normally
But
the
I would get a
python.
damn groundhog in a video with me.
Hey, the same thing with goats. What's been this thing about goats? People been putting goats,
That
and
has
you know what I
that
mean?
has to do with Satanism and
Yeah,
yeah.
that
So
that goes hand in hand. Yeah.
there's a general meaning about animals, and then there's a spiritual meaning about it, and then there's the occult meaning. So you have to look
Mm,
at which one are we talking about here. You know, I always find it interesting for me, just my own view, when people have snakes tattooed on their body. It always makes me take a step back. I don't have
mm,
anything wrong. I don't find anything wrong with tattoos, but
mm,
what are the tattoos? Those sometimes make me question the person, and snakes is
right,
one of those things
Yeah.
because I don't know what they mean by the snake that they have tattooed on their
right.
body. And
It
they're
could
Right.
have
just
been
going to give
Well,
you
completely.
they're
speaking of
just
tattoos on their body, I got a homeboy that's got. I'm not even lying to y'all. He might have it taken off now, or he might not even be alive now. I don't know. But I know a guy I haven't talked to in years, but we were real close at one point, and he literally had "fuck you, pay me" tattooed on his forehead. I mean,
Oh
and
shit.
that means wherever you go, if you
Yeah.
ain't got a hat on pulled down low enough, everybody's gonna see that for the rest of their life. And so anyway, I just want to say that about tattoos.
No, but to bring us back to the topic at hand when it comes to like what the fuck Wednesday and what the fuck's going on with these shootings and everything that's happening. So you said you
well,
seen that with the snake and the trance. Doesn't it seem like the violence is almost like been trance?
it does, yes.
It is,
Yeah.
bro.
And
So
People
like
want to see it.
what's interesting
yes.
too is I think they know. Personally, I think they know that they're putting everyone in a state of fear, and
Right.
they're causing more on top of more on top of more. They're piling on. But what I
Right.
never hear, and when you want to draw this conclusion to mental health, what I never hear is them saying, "Hey, you just watched the news, so go outside and breathe fresh air. Hey, you just
Right.
watched the news, so don't drink beer and alcohol and spirits now
No,
because
they're
we're
like,
gonna."
up next,
Yeah,
we've got why the world
exactly,
fucking sucks even more. Stay tuned.
exactly. They're not giving you any tips, and have we have driven ourselves away from personal autonomy and making the choice for us and the
Ooh.
best thing that we need to do. We don't turn off the TV when it's too much for us. We stay.
Right.
We have our hand, clawed to the chair, and we're like, "Oh my God, what are they going to tell us
But
next?"
you know what they've been getting good at though? They've been getting good at exactly what you're talking about. Like what was that movie with the little boy and with Blue the bear and the little it's a Disney movie, right? Um
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
uh,
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book,
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
Jungle Book. That's my shit now.
Yeah, right? So it's like like it's almost like the violence is
The
like
doobity doo. Oh, it's
that
a
snake
doobity
that
doo.
snake that was putting things in a trance, the python who puts
Uh-huh.
their prey in a trance before some
Faron
pythons.
or Farcon, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Some
it's just wild because I feel what you're saying when it comes to that, and then the correlation or the reflection of it into our society or onto your actual real life. Like when
And
you watch that type of
yeah,
that trance type of shit, it's almost like you can't turn away. You know what I mean? Like, and I found myself doing that on there was a video yesterday of a neighbor shooting his neighbor and the neighbor's son.
That guy is now dead, by the way. Police shot and killed him. So
Oh wow!
ain't that
So
crazy? Like
wow.
what? Like what? Whoa! Just what?
So
In
like
the
I was watching it, bro, and I found myself like this. My spirit was yelling, bro, don't watch this shit. Bro, turn this shit off. Bro, why are you gonna you already know what's about to happen, bro. Turn it off, right? But I could not fucking move. I had to see that whole video through. And I do not know, and obviously, you know, it's trance inducing. At the same time, like, I was like, geez, like, they're definitely really trying to scare you and being like, not
bro.
only are Muslims trying to kill you, but so is your neighbor.
When I was a teenager, exactly, neighbor. When I was a teenager, if you wanted to see anything like that, you had to get one of those banned in America
Bro,
videos on VHS that wasn't even supposed to be around.
what
Now
they
it's
call
right here.
Faces of Death. You had to
Yeah,
watch
all that
Faces.
type of shit. And now it's just right in front of our face. And to show
Yeah, you
somebody
can see
get
it
shot
anywhere now.
is one thing. To show somebody get shot is one thing, but to show somebody get shot multiple times and then they lay there and bleed out and die while another person is getting shot to death and bleeding out and die, and then they show the man that did it stand there, knock on the door, and get ready just to go in the crib like ain't nothing happened. Like that right there is I don't care what nobody says. That did something to you when you saw that.
Facts.
And you and in a small
it
way,
imprints your soul. It
yes, in a
imprints your
small
soul.
way, you'll never be the same because
No,
you just saw what
you
most
can't.
people have never saw, which was
You
two
can't
people
clean it
being
off.
killed.
No.
And then all the
Look,
people who
look,
saw
in
it,
real
right?
life,
Like
in real life,
who's gonna complain
when
on their upstairs neighbor anymore for making noises, like or not? You know
nobody,
what I mean?
And
Nobody, everybody's gonna be afraid to even talk.
shit, I'm moving out that bitch.
and what is the overtone of that message? Did you get the overtone? The
Oh yeah.
overtone is that the police make you safe, which is actually false. It's actually not actually true, but they're sending that message by the way that they're
Yep.
portraying
And
that
by the
video.
way, that so he killed two people and the police killed him.
So you're good.
Look,
You're good.
So
we're
so you're
being
good, right?
so desensitized because I know people, and I've actually seen someone murdered before, shot. That was a friend of mine, and I was there. And I've seen people shot before also,
You reminded me of
and
J-Lo.
it does something. And it does something to you when you see that shit. You know what I mean? But then, like
Just seeing death in general. If
when
you've
you
ever
see
seen a
when you
loved one
see
pass
some
away, even just from cancer or from like
right,
an
just
illness
like
or anything, like when you see the
just going
life
like
leave
that,
somebody's body, bruh, like
right?
it
It does
does. You're
something
right.
to
It
you.
does. It definitely
And
does
then when
something
you
to
see somebody get shot and then see them slump over
Mm-hmm.
and then see the person shoot them a few more times and
Mm-hmm.
then see them bleed out and completely die
Mm-hmm.
right there in front of your face. Even not real life now. I'm talking about on the social media side of or just a video. It does something to your psyche.
It does. It imprints your
And
soul.
you can't really understand what it does
No.
until something happens that brings that shell shocked and feeling back to you, and you're like, you either fight or flight in
And
that moment.
I do believe that women, especially women in childbearing years, are more affected by those things that you just mentioned than men because they are physically
imagine in
creating
the
a
chemical,
child.
right? Imagine the
Yes.
chemicals that
Mm-hmm.
are passed directly to the
Yes.
kid when you look
Yes.
at the
Yes.
levels of
Yes.
fear
And
that's like basically just put inside of the kid right then and there, just because
and
it's in the womb
it
and that
is.
womb
It's releasing
is
toxins. Yes. And whenever I do a reading for somebody who's had their whole life full of problems. I always start back at the womb because that's the place that of the scene of the crime. That's where I need to go to find out what is wrong with this person. Why can't they fix their problem? Why can't they get past whatever is going on? And every single time there has been a major problem with their mother to their mother while they were in their mother's stomach. So it is not, a secret.
Right.
Like people need to understand that this is truly
Right.
real.
Well,
And
think about this. Like, okay, so think about it. That could really have something to do with why a son or daughter would do what their mother or daughter does as a job,
exactly,
etc.
it's imprinted
Like a
on them.
police officer. You know, you have
Hmm.
many
Yeah.
people that have families that have
Hmm.
had police officer after police officer or military.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, think about it now. When my mom was pregnant with me, my dad, she was like 16 years old, right? My dad had just 18 or 19 years old, just got in the military, and we were going overseas to live. And so now, as my whole life,
Right.
bro,
Yeah.
my whole life, I've been like a militant minded type person,
Oh yeah.
and I did try to join the military, but I had a car accident, and I wasn't able to when I was, way younger. So shit like that, I don't know. I never even thought about it that way. Me just listening to you say that, it's
Don't it
kind of,
open up a lot of shit?
yeah, it does, bro. It
Yeah,
does.
it goes to show
Because
you
all
what,
like even domestic violence, even drug
Yes,
use,
yes,
even all
yes,
kind of
yes.
shit,
bro,
bro.
even the type
Yes.
of content your mom was even consuming.
Yes.
Like,
And
so
Yes.
like,
and
even
not
if
it
she
doesn't
liked to
even have
watch
to be
soap
negative.
operas, or
No.
no, it don't. So
No.
even if she liked soap operas, or she was more into, action movies, or you know what I mean,
Well,
depending on,
a
yeah.
lot of the times it's something simple like the mom was pregnant, they miscarried a baby, and then very shortly after they were pregnant with their next child. They haven't
Mm,
even grieved the loss of this other
mm,
person, and
man.
they've already gotten pregnant again, and that energy is just is in there.
Yeah,
And it's
True.
just like once we get back to those situations, now we can make an action. Now we can do something about it. Now we know what we're
Right.
working with.
Well, that's kind
Before,
of like the reason why my wife refuses to get another dog right now is
mhm.
because she's not over losing the other two.
Exactly.
right.
And there's
Exactly.
no reason that most people, they lose something, they go out and get something else to
Get
replace it,
something,
and they don't
replace
go
it.
through it.
Yes,
If you don't
absolutely.
deal with whatever, if you don't walk through the
Got
mud,
to.
you got to walk through the mud sometimes.
Hmm.
Right.
And then when you get through the mud, you can clean your fucking shoes off or go get new ones. That's what I would do. I go
Well,
buy some new
and to
shoes.
be
Yeah.
honest, mud has healing properties. I don't know if you know this, but
Oh
I
yeah.
do.
if you get a bee sting, you're supposed to put mud
Mud
on the
on it.
bee
Yeah.
sting. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
not bad to walk through the
Shit,
mud.
I ate mud pies when I was a kid.
No, all right.
Shoot, bro, we used to
I
play
came out
football in the
strong.
mud. I used to
Yeah.
love playing football in the mud. The mud was it. Like, we went and played football in the mud, even when it wasn't, like, our coaches, when it rained real bad, our coaches would call us and be like, "Hey, y'all want to have a practice today?" And even if we were off that day of practice, we would all get our gear on and
Hmm.
go out there and slide around in the mud and have a
Well, hey, think
blast.
about this. The only thing you need, honestly, to make life is water and dirt, which
And yep,
equals mud.
which means mud. There's a reason why that get it out the mud is an actual statement. A lot of people think it's just something cool that these rappers say, but
Yeah.
a lot of
But
people
it's
don't
not that.
understand.
But
Yeah,
really, what it is rappers making it cool because they
yes,
saw what people really were doing in certain
yes.
situations. And so anyway, blah 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 blah. What you got for the astrology? Mega what?
I
I'm
I
interested.
already did the
I know,
astrology.
but
Yeah, no,
no, but like from the mud side.
Oh, from the
Like what
mud
do
oh,
side.
you
Oh,
like?
yeah, for sure.
Water and dirt makes mud. That's what you
Yeah.
need to create life. So from
If
the
you
astrology side,
So
like
if
how do
you're
you?
looking at placements for relationships, so
Y'all thought I
Earth.
forgot about her doing the reading? Get the fuck out of here.
man, hey, you smoke a
I
lot,
ain't
bro.
that damn high. Shit.
Well, if you're
Shit.
looking at relationship placements, Earth signs, which is the mud, and water signs are actually some of the best combinations for relationships, and that's because they have those ingredients, embedded in them. And if
Oh,
you,
Megawatt, thanks.
I'm serious, I'm being
Ah,
serious.
I know.
Um, and also there's things that don't go together. So it's just that's that's how I would answer it. But Earth is grounding. It's stable. It's a buildable energy. It brings life to things. So anytime you have an Earth heavy involved in it, you're going to be receiving those really solid base energies that you need for whatever project you're working
Right.
on. So,
Well, thinking about mud too, kind of reminds me of one of the products we have on sale on our website, She Legit. I don't know if you can hear me, Lucid. Maybe you can talk, maybe not. If so, you can jump
Richie
in.
Rich
But
needs a hug.
uh-oh.
Richie Rich needs a hug.
what's wrong?
He down there talking about he gonna slap somebody silly in the comments. I don't know what's
Richie Rich. Hey buddy, go get yourself together, man. It'll be all right.
You need to
Okay.
meditate, bro. Yeah, it'll
Shut
be
up.
okay. Whatever you're going through.
Anyway, but yeah, Lucid, if you want to jump in, bro, you could talk more about this than I could. But I just wanted to say, like, thinking of talking about mud and talking about She Legit and talking about the body and what you need, you can get just about every mineral that your body needs through She Legit, which is basically the Earth's decompensation. Sorry, I got a little tongue twisted there, but and so there you go. I knew she was going to do it. That's why I was just sitting, pausing and waiting, because I knew it was going to happen. That's a dictionary on deck, boy. Encyclopedia Megawatt. No, I like it because, hey, keeps me sounding straight. But yeah, I mean, so there's things in the mud that, not just everywhere, but certain places that you could take out and just literally just eat it. And it's going to, for the most part, keep your body alive. You might not look like you want to, because if you don't eat certain things, you ain't going to have certain parts of your body is in fat or whatever. You're going to get real skinny. But if you needed to, there's ways people live in the Amazon off of living in the Amazon, and that's it. You know what I mean? Oh, R. Kelly. We got R. Kelly in the room. What's up, R. Kelly? How you doing today? Boy, you got your whole shit got took down, didn't it? You used to be the man around here.
He's a busy boy.
R. Kelly, boy.
Busy boy.
But yeah, so what's up, R. Kelly?
Trolls. What's up,
Yeah.
R.
So
Kelly?
anyway, what you got, Jason? I know I interrupted you.
No, you good, bro. I was when she was talking about that, when it comes to the mud, like there's whole like civilizations or tribes that like you said eat mud pies, like they literally survive off it. Like, it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying, that people have to eat mud to survive.
I mean, but do they got fucking poison in it?
Nope. I mean,
is it making them fat?
Nope.
Might be something good to do. Shit. Hey, them motherfuckers out there
I bet you it's better than a Big Mac. I bet you it's better than a Big Mac or.
I bet you they're just as smart and just as strong as I am.
Facts. You know what I mean? But other than when it comes to what has been going on lately with this being shooting season per se, you know what I mean? Like that's a political term, just like heart attack season. It's a political term that we just got done talking about as well, or going through. We just went through heart attack season. Didn't know that exists, but it does. And here we are, where Megawatt has made a couple comments on people's posts, letting them know like, hey, it's that time of the year for people to get shot, and it's nuts to think that this whole trance state is just manipulated on purpose. And it kind of pisses. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just expand on something?
Yeah, for sure.
So take for example people who are mentally ill or they're unstable or whatever, and you lay across one layer of news and information being pumped at them. You lay across another layer of video games and the types of activities that they do where they're not outside, they're not in the earth, they're just stuck inside their house, no contact with people, whatever is they need to be connected to, and then their poor eating habits, and then whatever else personally they have going on, and it's a recipe for disaster. And I cannot understand why people they're taking my comments wrong. I'm not saying,
Oh yeah,
we're signing up to do this right now and this is a good
right,
time of year. What I'm saying is the recipe has been put in the oven and the
for
timer
sure.
has gone off, and here is where we are.
Here
So
we
if
are.
we're
Yep.
going to get what result we put in the oven and baked at 450 for
Mm-hmm.
35 minutes. So they're not understanding that, and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. But we
For sure.
really have to do a better job at identifying these people, one, and trying to get them real help instead of adding more fuel to the fire.
Right. Right. Absolutely. And I think that the reason, it's another reason why they show us this shit. You know what I mean? Because like back in our day when we were kids, like they wouldn't show this shit. You know what I mean? They'd be like, oh, this shooting happened. You know what I mean? Viewer discretion is advised, but at the same time, all we would get is, blood puddle on the floor or something like that. That's the
Yep.
worst thing that we would see. You know what I'm
And these
saying?
aren't
But
average people doing this shit neither.
no,
Because
and
average people don't do that, and then average people don't shoot their own selves and kill them own selves. And
yeah,
just about every time you see one of these people, it's either they kill themselves or they get arrested and they look crazy as a motherfucker. And every one of them look the same way in the eyeballs.
mm-hmm.
Every
They
time.
got that they got like that fluoride wash over it.
Yeah, man.
Trans,
Yeah.
like that trans look, like they just they're not completely there. You know what I mean? At all.
Yeah, so
But the thing,
I know it's
but
it's hard to really, I know it's hard to really say, okay, well, this person meets the criteria of crazy. They shouldn't own this and they shouldn't be able to do this and this. But I mean, do certain people get denied driver's license?
yeah, they should.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do certain people get denied certain amounts of money? Yeah, they do.
They do.
Why?
Yep.
Because they're not going to pay the person back, so it's dangerous. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing.
It's
Or this
risky. They
don't
even called it high risk.
right.
You're a high risk. I can't lend you the money because you're a high risk of not
Yep.
paying.
Some
me
people
back.
can't get their home insured for certain reasons because of where they live.
Right.
So, there's
Yep.
there's got to be a better way. But I do know that every time, from just speaking from experience, every time I went to purchase a gun or firearm, whatever you want to call it, whether it been a handgun, shotgun, AR-15,
Facts.
I had to go through a check, and it came back clean days
Right.
later. And they'll do a delay on it. So if you're in the heat of the moment and you're trying to go cop or buy a gun real quick to go
Right.
do some crime, regardless, you're not going to be able to do it that day. They
Right.
stunt that for 3 days
They
while
do.
your background check and all that shit's going on. So I'm
Yep.
just saying, this is the reality that I know is
Yeah.
that I've went in sometimes and I'm like, damn, I got to wait 3 days. They're like, yeah, you're approved, but you still got to wait 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's what we had
but,
to do when I
but
when I
why
turned,
though? And they're like, well,
yeah.
because it's the law. And then you go back and think about it. And you're like, well, shit, I'd probably calm down after 3 days.
When I turned 16, and I could buy a rifle or a shotgun in the state of Ohio, I went in because you can buy one at a young age because it's
Yeah,
for
long
hunting.
gun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for hunting, right? So I went to buy one, and they're like, "Yeah, here." So I paid for it, but I still couldn't get the damn thing in my possession until 3 days later. They wouldn't let me, you know what I mean? So it's like I paid the money for it. They're like, "Yeah, here you go," but you can't come
Right.
pick it up until, you know what I'm saying, 3 days.
And that's
from now,
something
after we
else
do your
too. Like
body
you said,
scan.
at 16 years old, the first gun I had I was 13 years old. I didn't
Mhm.
buy it. Somebody gave it to me, and I wasn't
Right.
allowed to like go do whatever the fuck I wanted to with it. But
Right.
my granddad gave me a gun. You know what I mean? He gave me a shotgun and he gave me a 22 pistol. And he looked
Yeah.
at me and he said, that shotgun is different. He said, but if I ever catch you with that 22 in your pocket, I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass.
Yep.
And when my granddad said that, that meant with some damn sticks and shovels and shit, he was going to beat your ass with it. So maybe I'm just from a different time, but I know that
Nah, you ain't.
I know people that have, people that have literally time and place. Somebody said that.
Well, but can I?
People own guns for 30 years since they've been a teenager and ain't did shit wrong.
Never used one. They never had to use one.
Well,
Yep.
and if I could just interject something for a
Yeah.
second. I every time that I've heard of somebody doing some event like this, they planned it out for months in advance where these big events happening. So they're not worried about 3 days. They're not worried about 6 days.
Right.
They've been working on this for a whole month or 6 weeks. So they've already built that into their timeline. So we can
Oh yeah.
they can, that's just, or they already
Yeah.
know where the thing is. It's in their grandpa's gun cabinet and he doesn't keep it locked. And there's not even a worry about it because they can walk straight in and pick
Well,
it up
you know
and
what's
leave with it.
if they didn't murder that guy, he had a case for self-defense
Yeah,
because the guy had a pair of scissors in his hand and held it up to his neck.
exactly. So
So it's like,
And he shot the father and the son, and both
Yeah.
of them were coming at him, and he was in a small area. Now, the only thing the police would have said and the DA would say was he stood at the top of that stairwell waiting on dude to
Yep,
come out
to
the
come
door,
out.
et cetera,
Yep,
et cetera.
absolutely.
And that's
Yeah.
where they got him right there,
That's where
probably.
they got
But
him. Yep. Yeah, for sure. But
And-
at the same time, when the dude came out of the house and he has these scissors and he points it at the dude's neck, the dude didn't even flinch. That's when I knew if you basically threaten somebody's
yeah.
life like that and the dude don't even flinch, he's got a gun on him, bro. Like,
yep,
he's-
that's when I knew right then. I was like,
Me
oh,
too.
that dude right there is finna do something.
Me too. I said he got a gun on him. I said he got the burner because the dude put the scissors to his throat and he didn't even flinch. He didn't even blink.
Nope.
He didn't even back up. He didn't reach for his waist. He waited for dude to turn around and then he pulled his shit and got the clapping. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't even wait. And the son
Yep.
ran towards him and the dad ran away from him. And
Yep.
then he went, after he shot the son, he went and shot the dad one more time in the head. And then, like you said, no, he just walked over to the other apartment, knocked on the door, and walked
Like it
in.
wasn't nothing.
Like ain't nothing fucking happened. Like ain't nothing just went down in there.
Like he ain't fucking throw up.
Yeah.
He ain't like dropped the gun. It's shit. He put the gun right back in his waistband and just walked right
Yeah.
to the door, like ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
I had someone reach out to me for assistance, in the past couple of months who their kids were at a party and they turned on a 3D printer and made a gun and one person shot another person. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this whole thing of just stricter gun laws is
It's
completely
is.
false.
It
Because
is.
are you going to have stricter 3D printer laws? Is that
Bro,
going to happen? No. it's sure
Megawatt,
not.
you know what's so funny
yeah.
about
I mean,
that?
hey, I can make a gun. I know
Mhm.
how to make a gun. It ain't gonna look cool,
And I'll be honest, before this
and it's
person
only gonna shoot one time. But like,
reached
I can
out
make
to me,
one.
I did not know that was a thing. I did not understand that you could just print yourself a
Yeah.
gun and use it. So that was news to me. But unless
Yeah.
you're going to cover all your bases, this yelling that you're doing from the mountaintop is not getting you anywhere. None.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
let me tell you a funny story though, Megawatt, when it comes to 3D printing guns. There was a news article just recently because they've been a lot of police departments and shit been doing gun buybacks. They go to the neighborhoods and they buy back all the guns. So like you could take guns to wherever they're doing a buyback at the law enforcement, and you can drop off. They'll buy the guns right back from you. You know what I'm saying? So there's a guy who made like $30,000 because he 3D printed like 300 guns and just was, taking them down, and just would take them down
no
to the
serial
police
numbers,
station. And
nothing really. Wow.
no serial
Oh,
number, but they would
wow.
buy them from them because they were doing the gun buy. Thank you, Lily, for coming. So they're doing a
Man.
gun buyback, and the dude literally 3D printed a bunch of fucking 3D printed guns and took them down there. And like he was like making money every week off of it. He made like a total of like 30 grand.
And
like,
think about it. Think about it. Like, so now all those guns go somewhere with no serial number, which is untraceable. If I mean, come
now,
on. If you
now,
think the
now
police
you
department is
exactly.
you
There
think
you
they're
go,
going to take
Nove.
them and melt them down?
There
They
you
ain't
go,
going to melt
Nove.
them down. So the guns are going to be right back somewhere else with no way to trace them. And who the fuck knows
They're
where they're
going to
going? And
Chicago.
then
That's where
Buddy
they're
that's
going.
doing the 3D printing,
Chicago.
Buddy that's doing the 3D printing, the Fed should be at his door.
They not though.
See?
Because it was all a loophole. You know what I mean? They were
Right.
doing a gun buyback and fucked around and found out that it's somebody out here 3D printing guns just to give them to them
Just to
to make
sell 'em.
money. Yeah,
Yep.
just to make money. You know what I mean? So like, first you got to ask yourself. Obviously, he's probably done this for regular people.
Exactly.
And then and then secondly, you know what I'm saying? He's already done this for regular people, but then second, he just made money off of the government. You know what I mean? And they're gonna
Our tax dollars.
our tax dollars. Yeah.
Matter of fact, we just paid this motherfucker to print some
And
guns
no
up.
taxes.
Yep.
No taxes on the money. Hello.
No.
Extra
Extra income. Facts. So
Yep.
and so you're right. It's just been some shit that they, and the stricter gun laws are not gonna do anything about this. Fucking stricter crazy people laws might help, but when you already know, and like you said, Megawatt, they already know these people are unstable. Like they have a list of unstable people, and like they have agents who are supposed to check on these people and shit like that. You know what I mean? So like, there's someone dropping the ball on purpose.
It's not even dropping the ball. It's I never picked the ball up. I'm going to leave the ball right over there. I'm going to let moss grow on the ball, and I'm going to add some little bit of vitamins to it to make it even worse. I'm going to insinuate more growth on that. So it's not even about dropping the ball. And
it's like you said, they ain't picked the motherfucker up.
We are more unhealthy.
They just left that son of a bitch rolling around.
Oh,
you're right.
Sorry.
No, they're kicking it back. That's what they do. They kick it back and forth. Yep. Great analogy. The ball is on the floor, not even up eye level to where people are paying attention, and they're just kicking that bitch around. Bam, bam, bam.
And they're not handling it with any care. They're not handling it with.
Then you mix the military into it, which we never even talked about.
Yeah.
Yet. And that's a whole nother,
animal
thing, Miracle Grow level on top of it. And so,
I mean, it's relatable because we can switch over to the dude who just murdered like 18 people. What happened to him? Didn't something happen? They found him, right?
Yeah.
Or did they kill him too?
No, he supposedly.
Supposedly killed himself.
Supposedly
but
killed
again,
himself.
We already knew that would happen. We already knew.
Right.
So.
Right. We did predict that.
Like you can see the ones that are going to be the ones that kill themselves. And then you can see the ones that are going to be put in a green bulletproof vest and walk in front of the camera, either looking at you like they crazy as fuck or looking at you like they don't know what's going on. Or they'll have a bag over their face. It's either or, man.
And I don't think that when it comes to I think that killing themselves is a quote unquote thing, because I really think it's just a cover up so that they can't tell you that they were hearing voices in their head from the government.
Well,
I do too. Something like that. I mean, I'm dead serious.
He had already said that.
What'd you say?
Like you just said, he already said that.
So we already know.
So to me, they were just shutting him the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it, because it's like, once you dig deeper in that type of topic and you're like, yeah, I'm hearing voices. No, it's not my inner monologue. No, it's not my inner conscious. It's these government programs that I had been trained in or signed up for.
Yes.
And then he starts saying shit like that. And then, it fucks up the whole, everything that's going on for the government. You know what I mean?
And I want to talk about, I want to spend some time on a show talking about those government programs, because those are very interesting, how they select the people,
good show.
Where they get them from. There's some very interesting information that, could be exposed on that.
A lot of these people, they normally don't have family, existing family. They're normally loners. They normally,
there can be, but then there's also the familial lineage people that breed the people for this.
Yeah.
So
that's even deeper. Well, that's a whole nother deeper. Yeah.
Before you go there, though, I want to ask this. Okay. I was about to say, that's going to be all right.
Y'all aren't ready.
But we are definitely ready, and we can do it right now if you want. Matter of fact.
Well, we ready. We don't know if the audience will be ready.
No, I'm just messing with you. So, but how about this though? So the topic of today was, let's talk about what the fuck is really going on around us and how we can keep ourselves and loved ones safe. So how do we keep first of all, we got to worry about ourselves before anybody else. So how do we keep ourselves safe from being someone that ends up on the news? Yeah. Whether it be the victim or the person doing the victimizing. Right. How do we keep our brain, our spirit, our thinking, our actions far away from acting like that and
Now, you
getting
know what
pulled into
helps
it.
me? All right, I'll start by saying what helps me is that when you look at some shit like the neighbor who shot, his upstairs neighbor and his son, as an example, if you see in that type of video, right, and you're digesting that type of shit inside of your body, I would say that what makes it easier for me is that I take it like it's not real. Now, I don't take it like it's not real in the sense that real lives weren't just wasted. What's up, crazy lady? Afternoon. But I'm saying it as in it's not real, as in it was somebody orchestrated this and they purposely want us to see everything that I'm looking at. So once I've realized that, okay, someone purposely wants me to see this, then I can be like, well, why do they want me to see this? What is it that they're trying to scare me about? Or, so forth and so on. It helps me go into deeper so that I don't get caught up into the story, because it's easy to be like, well, I'll be damned. Like, you want to cry for the people. You want to get emotional for the people. You want to go and call somebody and be like, what the fuck is going on with you? You want to do something about it. But what you find out is that a lot of it is, it's like red flag events. They're literally trying to trigger you. And once you find out what they're trying to trigger inside of you, then you can kind of control whether you allow it to trigger you or not. That's what I do personally.
Okay.
Right. Well, because think about it. Okay. So that happened in a building in, what was it, Brooklyn, right?
Yes.
It was on a camera, a CCTV camera that's connected to all the other ones. So who took that footage and released it?
Right.
And why?
Then and it's on all
because
the major
why did
news.
I need to see that?
Why did I need to see that? Yeah, you could have told me that just what happened. Right. You're absolutely right, man.
No.
What was you gonna say, Megawatt though? I think Megawatt was gonna add to exactly what I said. But
I would say,
what was you gonna say?
I would say that's a lovely statement, and I really appreciate you giving it to us. However, it puts you in the 1% club.
Yeah, it does.
The 1% club is smarter and more agile and better equipped to deal with things than most people. So
correct.
What about the 0.5% club? That's what I'm in.
Well, wait. Well, I want her to. Well, then help us. People who wouldn't be. Part of that. Like, how would they do it?
So you got to get.
Yeah, how would you recommend? Like, we're just talking. No bias here.
You got to get back to the basics. Back to the basics. You have to be a manager of your own energy, and you have to say, I have watched this video for too long, or I have watched the news for too long, and you got to get quiet, and you got to listen to yourself, and you need to take care of your basic needs. You need to make sure that you have adequate food, that you're hydrated, that you've slept, that if you're having a headache, that you take something for it, and you need to address those basic needs in a constant manner. You can't deviate from that. You're not going to be able to build anything successful if you can't even maintain that baseline. I can't tell you how many women I know who tell me, oh, I haven't had any water all day. And I'm like, huh? What? Why? And they're like, I don't have time to go to the bathroom. I'm like, fucking, you better figure this shit out, because I don't want to hear about your kidneys going, off on you or whatever. Like, you better make time to take water and then go to the bathroom, because this is completely ridiculous. And that is, people have told me that. So
relate that to, so it's like, so if you're not doing those basic needs, it's easy for. Right, it's gonna be easy for some shit like this to fucking trigger you,
and
right?
And then you say, okay, I'm not taking care of my basic needs, but I need to address the situation that I just put myself in. So you're gonna have a beer, you're gonna do drugs, you're gonna do something to manage the pain. And there's other things that you do that I'm not gonna name them all, because it's a whole nother. I get what you're saying though. But
so you're saying, for the average person who's, not a part of this, the 5% people who can, so what they need to do is go back inside. Go inside.
Take a fucking vitamin. Yeah, take your fucking vitamins. Okay? Go outside.
I love when you say shit like that.
And like look at flowers and go, oh my God, this is what a flower looks like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or pet a dog. How about that? Find a dog and go and pet it. Because you can't remember anything after you pet a dog.
Oh, hey, you ain't lying. After you pet, and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times cats too.
Yeah,
They'll
same. But I know more.
they'll
There's
come
more
and
dog
purr on you.
people, and I don't want to. I don't want to start
Yeah,
a cat versus dog argument. But
I fuck with them
Well,
both.
you know
yeah,
how people get about cats, so you might as well just.
Whew.
cats protect your
Wow.
home. No better than a dog ever can. So let me
But
just
they
say
do it
that.
on a different level,
On a
right? They
You
different
do
fuck
it on
around
level.
and say
yeah.
something about a cat in a negative way on the
Yep.
internet. Ooh,
Oh
boy.
my
Yeah.
gosh! It's
Better
just like
get
you might as
your
well
hands up.
been racist.
If you have,
Right? You
if
might
you
as
have
well
a,
be.
the other thing I would say is if you have a spiritual practice, whatever that might be, go to
Uh-huh.
that. Read your Bible. Go do uh, and
Boom.
and if you really can't get yourself centered, acts of service. If you do an act of service for someone else,
Dope.
you will not find yourself in that position.
You'll find that for some reason acts of service are really good at dispelling any kind of curses or spells that are affecting you
Oh yes.
immediately.
Oh yes. I volunteered at different places for 10 years. I made a point to take time and money out of my day and life to volunteer for different reasons, but I think it really just gives you a gate check moment where you're like,
What
okay,
up?
wait, what's really going
You're
on?
absolutely
What
right.
is really
I
happening?
feel like it does kind of kind of like I don't want to say erases, but if you want to say counteracts any of the like spells that are haven't quite set in yet, but are trying to set in on you, and like you just chose to do some help somebody out of the blue that you normally wouldn't have did, but you're just like, I'm feeling this is what I need to do. I need to help this person, and then you actually go and do it. um, I've seen it myself, dispel shit, what I mean, that's going on in my life. Like, so if there was a difficulty with something that I was having, troubles with, or my planets weren't aligned per se in like getting that type of thing done, and then I turn around and help somebody, even if it was doing like a similar task for them, it just wasn't working for me, but it was easier for me to help them and help them get it done than for me to get it done myself. What ends up happening is all the spells that was stopping me from
Oh
getting that
yeah.
one thing done, it kind of
It
just goes away.
recenters you like nothing else. And I'm telling you what, when I give homework, people say to me, I don't understand. This is not going to help me.
Just
And
fill
I
it up.
say, you better do it. You need to do this stuff because this is what it's going to take to get you back on track. So,
30. Okay.
Thing about it is, some people was never even on track to begin with. You know,
no, for
like
sure.
wow.
For sure.
I mean, we're surrounded by some
And
craziness.
it doesn't have to be expensive. I'm not talking about spending a lot of money or a long time. 10, 15 minutes, buy someone a meal, help someone get somewhere, help someone carry something. It really just
Move a
brings you,
couch.
snaps you right out of that.
I,
Exactly.
I
Or just concentrate and make sure that you don't need someone else to help you. Because if everybody takes care of themselves and make sure they're good, they won't never have to ask nobody else to come help them stop from being homeless. And I've learned that through life because I've made some really good
what up,
decisions and
Shorty's
I made some
boyfriend?
really stupid decisions. And the good decisions always put me in a good position. The stupid decisions always put me in a bad decision. And that's just being real about it. And a lot of people make fucked up decisions.
Shut up!
And
Shut
when
up!
it comes
Shut up!
down to
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
this is
Shut
entertaining.
you are an idiot! Shut your mouth! Yes, I'm talking to you.
Got you, buddy. Muted. Just imagine being a human being going around on podcasts doing that all day long. Wow. Now that's scary.
Wonder what's
And you,
possessing that guy.
right? And you, Shorty, are a weirdo and you need help,
You
buddy.
need a hug,
And
man. That's all.
so just sit there and you're muted now, so we can't hear you. So you can stop yelling now because you're muted. You probably was still yelling, wasn't you? So you're
Shut
muted
the fuck up!
and you
You
just
shut up! I'm gonna come over there.
he's gonna come over here. Oh no. Don't do that. Anyway,
I'm the
we'll get
motherfucking
back.
ding dong king. You better lick my dick. Yes, I come for you.
All right, dude. He's out of here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, happy
Yeah.
Scorpio
So
season
anyway,
to everyone who has just joined the program or didn't hear my little update for this morning. But that's a perfect example of
perfect
what I was talking.
example. And you would almost think that we had that dude call in and we had something to do with it, but we didn't. That was really
Wait,
crazy. That was really a crazy person.
every What the Fuck Wednesday, there's somebody who does some stupid shit like that, bro.
Yeah, man.
Every fucking What the Fuck Wednesday.
Yeah, man. I know.
It never.
Hey, what up, Lost? Can you hear us? I don't know if you're available, if you can even talk.
I
but
seen him pop up, but I don't see his icon no more.
yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Lost has been real sick, and hopefully he's getting over it. Hopefully the fam's getting over it too. Nah, Shorty, you out of here. So anyway, back to it before we got interrupted by a crazy person screaming. He busted his speaker in his phone, I think, doing like that. You were saying, Megawatt, that you ended with, I'm sorry, I got confused. You ended with
Acts of service, I think, is what I was talking about.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
and then Jason was saying that too.
Yeah,
All right,
well,
cool.
just the other day, I was having a rough time, dealing with this technology this weekend, and my homie Joe said, "Hey, man, come help me move some shit." And I went and helped him move some shit, and it kind of just alleviated the night. The problem didn't get solved per se. I'm still waiting on some technical shit to get done, but it helped me. It helped me not worry about it. Put it like that. It helped me stop putting like a negative light on what was going on. You know what I mean? Just kind of I just snapped out of it. You know what I mean? And he's like, "Thanks, bro, for coming over here. I know you busy and got life and shit." And he sat down, smoked a bowl, and talked about life. And just out of going moving some shit with him, even though like I didn't want to, shit was heavy. I was already tired from doing shit all goddamn day anyways. You know what I'm saying? So like, it just, you're right. Acts of kindness, acts of service is definitely a reset button for you when you're finding trouble or having trouble handling the energy that's around
And
you.
it's funny too, because I don't know if you've ever lost something that you need to find, and you're rummaging through every different place that you could have put it. And really what you should do is just stop and just say, okay, I need to do something else. And every time I've done that and I've been looking for an important
If
thing, I have found it within 24 hours of just completely stopping looking for it.
Yep.
So it's something about how you're focusing the energy, and it must be wrong, or it must
Right.
be misdirected. And so
Right.
you have
Because
to
you'll
call
find
it
that
back.
other times, like when you need something or like you lost something but you need it and like you think about it, like there'll be other times where that thing that you lost or the thing that you need, like as soon as you think about it, will kind of manifest itself. You know what I mean? Like I've a couple of times where I've been in class and I'm like, damn, I don't have a pencil. And then somebody will walk past me and I'll be like, yo, you got a pencil? Or excuse me, walk past me and they'll see I don't have a pencil, but they'll walk past me and they'll drop a pencil. They don't even know they dropped the pencil. And the pencil would just fall like right on the floor right in front of me, and I'll pick it up and be like, well, damn, I needed a pencil today. You know what I mean? It will kind of just happen. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird. I don't know why. I guess I couldn't explain to y'all why the universe works like that, or why the energy works like that.
I think everything that we need is always, I know this sounds real fugazi, fake, and fairy tale-ish, but I just, maybe it's just because I've had good experience with this working, but I know that, like I said, decisions and choices are they're the first of the outcome of how it's going to be for you. And I know that every time in my life, maybe not right away instantly, but every time in my life when I needed something and I really started looking for it, then I always found it. Now, I don't know if that's the universe. I don't know if it's me opening my part of brain up to that, me being more aware, me thinking about it more, so it puts you in those positions more and more. But whatever it is, it always ends up.
Well, a lot of people, we want to be the best us, but we never really take the time to think about what that means. Like if I want to be somebody with more patience, you know that's what the fuck is going to happen. My patience is going to be tested. If I'm trying to be somebody that needs to be physically stronger than what I am now, and I'm trying to do that, there's going to be opportunities that present itself for me to lift weights, you know what I mean, or lift heavy shit. You know what I'm saying? If I want to be the most, if I want to be more spiritual, there's going to be opportunities and shit that present itself that's going to, all right, here's your chance. You know what I mean? Like, and that never fails for me for sure. Like, so if we're all trying to be the best version of ourselves that we could be every day, we forget that it's going to be shit like that. That's how else do you get better? Like, you don't become better, in anything that you do unless you fucking do it. You do what the fuck is, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. You just got to do it. Exactly.
You do. You want patience,
Like-
then you're gonna be in impatient situations. You know what I'm saying? If you want fucking knowledge, then you're gonna fucking be forced to fucking have to get it from where you don't want to get it
Right.
from.
And
You
it
know what I mean?
doesn't mean that you're going to be able to be the smartest person in the world, but it means that you're going to get a whole lot smarter. It don't mean that you're going to be the strongest person in the world, but
Right.
you're going to get a whole lot stronger. And I think that's where people, you
don't get stronger by just doing what you've always been doing. Like, if I
Right.
just go to the gym and I just lift my body weight, like, how am I going to get stronger after that? Because after I've lifted my body weight for so long, then it's going to be easy to lifting my body weight is going to be like lifting nothing. So if I don't add no more weight to it, then you can't expect to get stronger. And then that shit's going to hurt. It's going to hurt to put on more weight. It's going to hurt to, you know what I mean? To do that type of shit. So it's like, if we want to be better people, then you're going to be faced with challenges.
So it sounds like that might be the answer to the first part of the question, is how do we keep ourselves safe, would be just, for one, being better people.
But also to listen, because sometimes there's a little internal thing that tells you, go this way, do that thing, take this phone call. They're just little tiny nuanced things. They're very light. They almost could blow by you if there was a little breeze. Just listening to those things, your body's trying to communicate with you. Your surroundings are trying to send messages to you. And if you don't listen, you'll miss those things. They're very subtle.
Subtle.
You could almost
I was about to
mistake
say,
them. You could almost mistake them for the scent of something in the air, in
or
the
a whisper.
A whisper, absolutely.
Yeah.
You just have to listen.
Yep. And that's not, she's not saying listen to other people. She's saying listen to yourself.
Right.
I mean, there might be somebody though, because I can't say that, because I've come on our show and I'm like, man, I do not have the energy to do this fucking show today. I don't have the patience. Life has been on my fucking ass. But then I'll come in here and Nova or Megawatt or Lost or, whoever's there that day will say some shit that made all of it fucking worth it. You know what I mean? It made it all worth being here today, or here, to talk with the people. So I can't say it's not necessarily don't listen to people. You got to listen to the right people, obviously, because, you can't listen to everybody. But yes, to keep ourselves safe, yeah. And to move, we got to, unfortunately, with the killings and innocent people dying for reasons that they should not be dying for, it can be a scary situation, seeing that they're basically showing you that it could happen to anybody. So you're right. To keep ourselves safe spiritually, first it starts within, and then there's shit that you got to do on the outside. You know what I mean? Like, if you have problems with your neighbor and shit, don't
And if I
don't escalate it.
If I could just add a personal experience, I've had very crazy situations that I've ended up in, really not from any specific fault or choice of my own, but just by circumstances. And there's been numerous times when something has happened that should have caused me to not be here anymore. A car accident, meeting a crazy person in a really dark place that there wasn't anybody around to help, or just certain different things that have happened to me over the years. And every single time I listened. And that's the only reason that I'm still here. Because if I hadn't listened and I would have done what instinctually I thought I should do, it would have been the wrong choice, the wrong thing to do. So it can work for you. It's just a matter of, are you willing to, hear what it's got to say?
I agree with that 100%. Shoot. I would say, wear your seatbelt.
And
That's
one
one
of
way to
them, I
keep yourself
wasn't. In
safe.
one of them, I wasn't wearing my seatbelt, and
Oh, well,
the
I say
radio.
that as a joking way
No,
because when I
it.
was 16, I had a horrible car accident. That's why I couldn't get into the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
But and that's why I chose to be a gangster and a rapper and a drug dealer my whole life until I figured out that wasn't it either. But so but I think it's funny about the wearing the seatbelt thing. That's why I
Yep,
brought that.
I wasn't
I
wearing
wasn't
it,
wearing a seatbelt.
and
And I
the
rolled 8 times in a GMC Jimmy, just like a Blazer,
wow.
and landed upside down. And my speakers were all over the road, were all over the highway. And my wheels, 2 of the wheels broke off of it and rolled down the thing. And I had gasoline or oil or something like that leaking on me. And that's what woke me up because I was knocked out. Well, the steering wheel had steering column had broke and pinned down on my leg. That's what held me in the fucking vehicle, I think. And or kept me from getting slung around, at least like that in there. And so when I woke up, I feel all this shit hitting me in the face, and all I could think about was what the movies show us about when a car flips over, it blows up. And so I'm in there, 16 years old, like, oh my God. So I got my leg out pinned and got out of there or whatever. And Batman, we not going to let you talk, bro, because last time somebody came up in here with some crazy shit. Nothing against you. It's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? And this thing goes out to everywhere. It goes to Apple, to Amazon. We can't have people talking all crazy on here like that. So not saying you would, but we just can't do that. Sorry. But so anyway,
Hi, Batman.
I was just laughing at the fact that you're told that, seatbelts save lives, which I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. But if you don't wear a seatbelt, you get a ticket. But then at the same time, the majority of people that get in wrecks are not wearing seatbelts and don't die. So is that really a way to keep ourselves safe is what I was going to.
Good question.
I think that we need to, like you said, Jason, it's not about listening to other people about what's going to keep you safe. It's about going inside and saying, well, I'm sure a seatbelt does make it a lot safer for you to stay in the vehicle, but there have been people that's been decapitated from seatbelts. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So you
yeah.
got to use the seat correctly and all that stuff. So it's just about going inside. Like you said, go deep inside of you and really try to connect and tap into who you are. And then once you feel that, then you'll feel, okay, well, what do I think? I fuck all the noise about all the other, but what do I feel? What actually feels right for me? When I get in the car, do I feel like I'm safer with a seatbelt on? Yes, honestly, I do. But do I do it because somebody else is telling me to wear a seatbelt? No. Do I do it because I know I might get a ticket? I think I was on the phone with Jason one time and got pulled over when I had a ticket. Or it was I was on the phone with somebody for not wearing my seatbelt. And then the dude was like, oh, I could give you a ticket for being on your phone too if I wanted to, or whatever it is. And so I'm like, does the seatbelt really keep you safe? Who knows? The only reason we think so is because somebody told us that it would keep us safe. So I don't know. What else are we told that will keep us safe that really doesn't? Because like Megawatt said, that video of that showing that person killing them people in the stairwell makes you think that the police are going to keep you safe because they went and killed him. But in all reality, where were the police at when that happened? Because there was already noise complaints. So I'm sure somebody called the police. The police weren't there to save the father and the son from getting gunned down. Now, the dude shouldn't have went up to him with a pair of scissors and put it to his throat
Yeah,
either.
but you could tell dude was planning on shooting somebody, no matter if dude
He
had
was
the
already
scissors.
ready,
Yeah,
bro. He was sitting there
he was ready.
waiting.
Yep.
So it wasn't, what we're told is it was a noise complaint, but I don't know if that was truly the case. And if so, then that was some hell of fucking noise, bro, because
right.
wow.
To make somebody want to shoot somebody. I mean, obviously they talk about it being like it was an ongoing thing. You know what I mean? And like the dude obviously had mental
exactly.
problems.
So where were the police at?
Right. And the dude has mental problems, right? So that we've already confirmed that. So the police have probably been called there a couple of times before for the
multiples,
same.
and they just said the hell with it. We ain't going back. It's some damn neighbors that whatever, blah blah blah. Well,
Batman
guess
said he
what,
would love
Mr.
to join the chat on that.
Well, Batman, if you start going crazy, I'm gonna have to mute you, bro. Because man, no offense, but the last person on here was talking some real weird shit, and we don't want all that. But yeah, come on with it, Batman. If you wanna talk and be legitimate about it. The last person on here, oh man, he proved a point.
Yeah, he proved why we just don't let.
But yeah, anyway, so I think honestly, I think that the police are there to make us safe. I do, but that doesn't mean that that's going to happen because that's a human being
Right.
behind that badge,
Right.
and things happen, choices, bad decisions, and heat of the moments or whatever happen, and nobody's perfect. But so again,
Well,
instead
what
of
we're talking about, there was
instead
a
of
guy
depending
in,
on the well, let me
in
say this, and
Brooklyn.
I'll be done.
Okay, go
Jason.
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
So
go ahead.
instead of depending on the police to keep you safe in that situation, probably the best thing to do would just be not to go out in the hallway and interact with the person
Right.
to begin
And
with.
And to let you know, Batman, we were talking about that shooting that happened in New York. It was in a New York apartment building. A downstairs neighbor shot his upstairs neighbor, and the upstairs neighbor's son as well was also killed. And it was supposedly all over a noise complaint. So that's what we were specifically addressing. But overall, we were addressing how do we keep ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically safe in the world where all of this noise is going on. Yeah, I know, fuck, right? Yeah, and the police knew, like you said, the police are there to protect us, but the police also knew that the dude was unstable. We were finding out, FBI knew the dude was unstable.
I just sent you an invite, Batman.
Yeah, so these people were this dude was known to be by our alphabet boys and our police that he was an unstable human. How did he even have a gun?
Right.
There's the thin blue line, and then there's police officers, and you have to know which people you're actually dealing with. And I mean no disrespect towards people who serve both for the military and for civilian type of situations. If you do that, I would give you a big high five, because that takes more patience and perseverance than I have to offer to it. But there are different kinds of police officers. You have to be,
just like you said, there are humans behind that badge. You know what I mean? So you gotta. It's almost like, you know what I mean. You're not even dealing with what you want to say, a universal person.
You're not dealing with somebody that's a thing that's biased or that's unbiased. I'm
unbiased,
sorry.
right? You're still dealing with a human being.
They're a human being. They look at the same social media. They watch the same movies. They watch the same media. They interact with the same types of things that everybody does at one point or another. So, I mean, to me, a police officer is like last fucking resort, and I don't even know if that's even the right one, is because I just don't want to involve any other dangerous situations into a already dangerous situation.
Right. Because if I seen him
a
outside
police
my
officer
house,
showing up-
yeah, I'm not
a
about
police
to
officer showing up to a violent call is a dangerous situation.
Yeah, I mean, and if dude is pressing you like that where he's outside your home, your residence, bro, don't go out there and entertain that shit. You know what I mean? Like, shit, even myself, like, I had cats come to my house to try to jump me before in Jackson Township, which is, a predominantly wealthy or white area. And I had a group of students, white boys. Not to say that means anything or difference, because I've had a group of black boys do the same thing. So it's not like, they're more they're more likely to do it. But anyways, just to give y'all an extent, you know what I mean? Dude came to my house with his friends to jump me, and he saw that I had the burner on me, and they want to call the police on me. Like, but you came to my house to do me harm, and found out that I was protected. Yeah.
How may we help you? Well, me and some guys came to this dude's house to jump him. He opened the door with a gun.
Right.
Okay, well, why don't y'all just
And
leave?
you
Well, I mean, but this is not
exactly.
right though, because he's got a gun.
And then they had me in school and everything. Like they had me in the principal's office. Like I heard you have a gun. Like what does that have to do with you, motherfucker? Like what
Okay,
is it?
so
You know what I mean?
perfect example. See how
Yeah,
the school already
exactly.
knew about that and shit. So people know when people get
Yes.
put in certain situations, and then they're being watched, and then they come out and say, "Oh yeah, the police knew about this, or the
Yep.
FBI knew about this, or the psychiatrist, or whoever else knew about this, but did nothing." But then it's the gun's fault. No. That's not taking accountability. You're not being accountable for a human being having the guts, the glory, and the crazy to do what they're doing. It's not the gun,
No,
bro.
it's not.
I
Just not the gun.
I had a situation where I was in an apartment and I had to move out of it because of something that happened. There was a couple that lived next to me and they would fight really loud. And one night, about 10 o'clock, the man threw the lady against the adjoining wall. And if you've never heard that, it is unmistakable. You know exactly what is happening, in there. So then she came running out of the house and he came running out after her, and then they went back inside and I called the police, and the police were asking me all kinds of questions like I had done something wrong. And I'm like, listen, there's a problem, you need to go next door and address the problem. I'm not the problem. They're the problem. And they were like, well, are they still fighting? And I'm like, bro, I don't know, this is on you, that's your job to figure this out. And they must have went over there and talked to him, because the next day while I was at work and my son's girlfriend was over feeding my cats, he knocked on the door with a big bag of food. And he had to know that it was me that called. And he was like, oh, I'm just dropping off some food from my restaurant. And she had no idea what was going on or that there was a problem. So she just took the food and brought it in. And she was like so excited because it was one of her favorite restaurants. And she's like, I didn't know you knew them. And I'm like, I don't know them. And then I saw him later and he's like, how did you like the food? And I'm like, please never bring me food ever again. You can't give me a gift to offset what I had to go through.
Yeah.
That was terrifying for me. And he goes, so you don't like our food? I says, this has nothing to do with that. And then he goes, well, I gave the police officers food too. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. And I realized it wasn't going
That
to
just
change.
goes to show, yeah.
Yeah, nothing was going to get fixed. So I didn't want to
And
live
the police
next
and
to
the
that.
police don't. Yep. And the police could be, they probably smack their wives around too. So they like, you know what I'm saying?
And this,
Oh well, whatever.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
check this out. On another note, real quick, just to bloop in here. Safe Moon token, right? So the dude, John Corona or whatever the fuck his name is,
Yeah.
he's arrested.
Oh shit.
They arrested his ass. This motherfucker they've had $100 million tracked on this bitch ass motherfucker, bro.
Oh my god.
Talking about a rug. Anyway, I was just gonna say that. Some people won't even know what I'm talking about, and that's all good.
That shit hurts my heart.
I don't know what
Charged with fraud.
So.
Yeah, well,
SEC charges the Safe Moon.
Safe Moon was a token that it was doing well.
How about the SEC charge the Congress people and the senators that are doing some weird stuff? How about that?
They did?
No, they don't.
I know, right?
Oh,
exactly, right?
I was sitting here, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because that didn't happen. I'm like,
I know, right? They're the same team.
I don't know, man.
But no, it goes to show though, with the shootings that's going on in the world, and then you got the wars and everything that's going on, you can see that there's a blatant, agenda to desensitize, a blatant agenda to make you feel unsafe and uncomfortable, no matter where you are in the world, especially around this time of year. We talked about the energy of the end of this month and the spirituality behind it and everything that's going on. It's not surprising. So you do want to, keep your shit protected, man. You got to have, we talked about having, good boundaries and all of that good extra shit. This shit will have you fucked up in the world. Like I said, you know what I mean? Like that was somebody's neighbor, and everybody done had a conflict with their neighbor.
And if you don't know how to if you don't know how to do that thing we was talking about of just sitting your ass down instead of reacting, then that's definitely not a way to keep you or your loved one safe, because that dude and his son got shot and
Yes.
killed that day.
Yep.
If they would
Oh,
just, I'm not saying they had to stay inside because, whatever, but I'm just saying if they wouldn't have went out there, or if dude wouldn't have been out, whatever it was, if they would have just left each other alone, that wouldn't have happened. And I bet you both parties wish that would have happened now, that nobody would have done anything to anybody.
yeah.
But
And how yeah. And like Megawatt said, they know, and like you said, they know that these people aren't quite stable. So making more gun laws isn't going to change people dying this way. I mean, and compared to what's going on, on the other side of the world, this is almost like a drop in the bucket compared to, the mass amounts of humans that are losing their lives over some other shit. But we just wanted to make people aware.
And you think about it too. I mean, hey, there's like how many people were shot and killed last year in Chicago alone?
Just the summer.
There's a war everywhere, every day going on. Like for real.
It's a spiritual. It's
But
a
yeah.
spiritual war, though. That's what I want to say. And you need to be aware of it, and you need to listen, because it's trying to communicate with you. It's trying to explain it to itself to you.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to? You could, if you want, because that's all in part of keeping somebody safe or whatever. But like, you want to elaborate on the spiritual warfare, because a lot of people might think that means like, you're a Christian and you want to go to war with the Muslims.
No.
But I'm just saying that for the most part, like that's what these people are, for the mass amounts, that's what people say to people is, oh, this is a spiritual war and it's good versus evil, or, Christian versus Muslim. But in all reality, it kind of seems like it's more Jewish versus Muslim in my opinion.
That storyline is, hundreds of years old, and I don't want to like go all into that, but we've talked about it, and they've not been able to solve their problems since biblical times. So the fact that we think that some aid from our country or some aid from another country or even troops on the ground or nukes in the area is going to fix something is quite, comical to me, because the issue at hand is the land, what's on the land, what the land is used for, and how spiritually powerful it is. Not religious, but spiritually powerful. And they both know, and they both want to have it. So it's going to continue until one party gets obliterated versus another party.
And spiritually, it's a fight for your soul, or if you want to say, or your consciousness.
That's a good crazy lady. You said something good. She said, one, don't panic, don't be a schmuck, don't be a jackass, whatever it is, And really, your God would be happy with hate and violence? Yeah, I don't think so. That's what she said. So I don't either. You know what I mean?
The object.
What is a God?
The object of you coming to this planet was to learn about love in many different ways, and each person has a different storyline or lesson to learn about it. And if
what's killed more people than anything?
Yeah.
Right.
Religion.
Exactly.
And it's funny that you say that. Like, we're come here to learn love, and that's why we experience mass amounts of hate. Remember how we talked about, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna, if you want to be stronger, you're gonna get put in opportunities to where you got to use strength. You know what I mean? And the same thing like that. Obviously, it's plain to see that we're here to learn to love and to love each other the right way. That's why there's so much division and hate.
There's personal love, there's familial love, there's relationship love, and then there's agape, which is conscious love. And you don't, I don't know what you're here to learn, because I don't know who you are, but you will know, because it will be apparent to you by your life's lessons.
Yes. Agreed.
What's up, crazy lady? How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I have to make this quick because it's lunchtime and the house is pulled up. But
you're making me hungry.
Yeah, well, because once any argument, once you reach out and like touch someone, put violence or hatred behind that argument, anything beyond that point, you automatically lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, if just imagine if we all stopped, hating each other and actually start helping one another. Imagine how much further we would get. And it's easy.
Yes. It's all inverted.
Yes.
We need to do each other wrong so we can get better or more money instead of doing each other right, to be able to not really worry about being more than this person or that person. Just knowing that everybody's good. And if everybody's good, why does anybody need to be bad? Ask yourself that one.
Exactly. And it was funny because I was thinking about this last night, and what she said is true. It's like, if people weren't being violent, then we wouldn't be having all of these problems. And I thought about like how many people do things like read like Stephen King books or horror films or movies, and they're applying that to themselves every day, all day long. There's no hope of getting better if you keep remedying the situation with things like that. You'll never get where you're trying to go. Even though I think you should be able to read whatever book you want and do whatever you want, you can't get where you're going if you apply things that don't match with your energy.
100%. I just want to take a small crazy lady. You said you had a limited amount of time. Is there anything else you wanted to get out or say or anything like that?
No, that was it. Was just keep up the good work, guys.
All right.
And plur, peace, love, unity, and respect. That's what it's all just about.
That is. Well, thanks for coming in and blessing us with your presence again. And she's out of here just like that. Bam, gone. So check it out. Every now and then, you kind of want to. This world is going to make you want to act like a fool. I don't mean you got to, but if you do it to this song.
Yeah. This one for the foolies. Look. Yeah. I was outside when the boys came through with the benzos, had to let my friends know too. I was dubbed up, I was always in touch ever since I left out the 602. Young who knock with the pop and the juice, I'm the motherfucking truth, you should know how I do. I don't like to stunt, but I just wanna brag, cause I never had shit, man, look what came true. My daughters live better than I ever did. Even though they daddy kinda devilish. Even though they daddy so crazy. I just gotta show them where the pedal is. Gas, 2 in the front, 2 more in the back. 3 in the stash, got 4 at the pad. 1 on the left side, 1 on the right. Shit been good, but for y'all turn bad. Dimmer ain't shit but the tip of the iceberg. Don't drown, ho. Rapping ain't shit, young boy, that's light work. I'm profound though. Put it on my skin, all these tattoos. One thing I can do, that's rap, fool. All eyes when them cowards looking at you. I don't blink, stare at them through the glass, fool. Whoa, why? It don't never, ooh, stop. It don't never lose. Top, bitch, I'm so fool. I don't need an automatic, got to get tooly, blah, blah, get fooly, blah, blah, unruly, blah, blah, so fooly, I don't need an automatic, got to get tooly, Yeah, just play it too. So Todd, what's up? Yeah, get fooly.
Hold up, I ain't never been froze up. Yeah, I didn't need a toolie when I showed up. Been spitting this vision, fill it with optimism. See our couples had 50 when I cracked the prism. All the colors shine right through. Now a nigga on the grind with a high IQ. Yeah, I used to throw the thing at a fire crew. Now a nigga used to bring the big fire to the booth. I got daughters and a son too. I'ma show them I'm a guy, make the right moves. Give them all the blessings, watch it fall through. Cause who's who? Got a nigga dropping raw.
If you've been listening, you'll know why I played this song. Because it's basically saying, I don't need an automatic weapon to get tooly. Or I don't need a gun to go commit or do whatever I'm finna do. It's all in my brain. I'm a foolie. There's a problem with how that is, and it's not the gun's fault.
Come and get it, we shining after all the refining. A perfect diamond reflecting the things that you be hiding. Provided we blow in the clouds with a silver lining. I don't need a toolie to act a foolie and start a riot.
Get fooly.
I don't need an automatic to start a riot.
Unruly, so fooly. I don't need an automatic, got to get tooly. Yeah.
There's always a reason why everything happens, and there's always a reason why I play a certain song. But yeah, man, what the fuck Wednesday? I think we covered a lot. We can keep going, or we can end it here.
We got about 20 more minutes, guys. So
Yep.
I'd like to say, first off, thank you everybody once again for tuning in to the Think High crew for another What the Fuck Wednesday. As we explain, what the fuck is going on out here, it never really makes any fucking logical sense on why or what the fuck is actually going on, and that's on purpose. That's not just
the machine is not broke.
Yeah, that's definitely on purpose. If it goes into just making sure that your reality is loud on the outside and the inside, so you're distracted from the subtle energies that you need to be focused on. So what the fuck Wednesday, we learned today that is nobody's safe. How about that?
Right?
Nobody's safe.
Yeah, it don't matter it doesn't matter, where you're at, where you live, how much you pay for rent, if you own your home, whatever it may be. All right, Rocky, if you come in here crazy, I'm going to shut you up real quick. We didn't have that. What's going on, Rocky?
I ain't going to get crazy. Don't worry.
All right. Last person came in here and started talking all kind of weird shit, so we had to get them out of here.
Yeah.
But how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
So what you got to say about I think you just joined us, so you're just looking at the topic. So what do you got to say about that topic?
Well, people have to keep their head on a swivel. Most people are blind to everything around them. They're either thinking about other things when they should be thinking about what they're doing. People set themselves up for everything that happens to them. I mean, you may not think so, but
I totally agree. I literally use that saying, head on a swivel, all the time. So
I do too. I'm on other podcasts all the time, and I tell people, keep your head on a swivel,
Yeah.
And I didn't kill myself.
Right. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, man. So anyway, we do this thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and so you're welcome to join us anytime. We're about 15 minutes before we usually close out. So like I was just giving you the opportunity to say anything you wanted to say about that topic or whatever.
Another thing we have to look at is a lot of people they can collapse to peer pressure, and that's what a lot of these people who do evil stuff are doing. I mean, they're collapsing to peer pressure because they want to be part of a gang or want to be part of a group or whatever. And you see that going on all over the place. You got the little kids, the teenagers.
Bro, can I interrupt you
young
real
adults.
Quick? You ever seen that movie where the trucker goes crazy and he's trying to kill the person in the pink champagne and all that? Your voice sounds just like that shit. And if anybody's seen that movie, they know what I'm talking about right now. Wow. Anyway, go ahead, bro. My bad. Joyride, yeah. Pink champagne. Ooh, you got the voice, bro.
Yeah, I've been around for a long time, okay? I'll be 68 in a couple months. So, I've seen a lot of stuff that people are oblivious to. And I've experienced a lot of stuff people would not have anything to do with. And it's all, everybody needs to keep their head on a swivel and try to learn as much as they can about their surroundings and about everyday life. Most people don't know shit about everyday life,
I like
you
you.
know?
I like you. It's okay if you disagree with me. I can't force you to be right. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. I've had that saying for a long time now, several years. But we have to see what's going on right now to see that, you know, and I don't want to make this a biblical text, but Sodom and Gomorrah and the Roman Empire fell for the same reasons we're falling.
Oh yeah, we've
And we're
talked about it.
falling.
We've
Yeah.
So you can biblical text all you want. That don't mean we're religious people, but that means
Well,
that
no,
you can look
I'm
at
just,
history and see that things do repeat. Period.
a lot of people try to shut me down when I say something like that, but there's so much things going on in the world right now. People are freaking out because mainstream media is bottle feeding them everything they need to fear.
Absolutely.
And it's been said countless times. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Don't be afraid of anything.
Fear is not even real.
No, it's not.
And fear is induced.
It's a frame of mind.
You really don't go around wanting to accept fear. It's literally induced into you or to people.
Yeah. But if you ignore the fear that people try to instill in you, then you get along a lot better with everything around you.
Hey, are you ex-military?
Yeah, I've got 22 years in. I used to jump out of airplanes for about 18 years too. So,
we got a psychic on here, Megawatt. She's be knowing for some reason.
Barely hear you, Jason.
Oh, I was saying Megawatt asked, if he was military, and she for some reason be knowing when she hears someone's voice. So I just wanted to ask that. You see you jumping out of planes for 18 of those 22 years. Wow.
Yeah, I was in the 82nd for 18 years, and the rest of the time was in different units for a year and a half. And it actually makes you stand out when you do it when you're younger, and then as you get through your career, people go, "You're crazy." No, I'm not crazy. I'm just not afraid of anything.
Right.
I try to learn what I need to learn to do my job, and people love that because they don't have to think; they just follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening today. People follow everybody.
Like we talked about
movie
the other
stars.
day, about the mob rule and the hive mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is, and it's from down up the top that it makes people feel like they can't do their own thing or stand out or make their own decision because everybody else is gonna against them. And
a lot of people grow up being spoon-fed everything. Spoon-fed what they're going to do in life by their parents or their peers. Spoon-fed in the fact that they want to be like the Joneses, and they don't have rational thinking most of the time. Okay, they don't know that, well, maybe I should do this instead. Instead, they just follow the leader.
Right.
It's like the old sheeple. Sheeple follow the other sheeple. The sheepdog's the one that has to direct them away from it. And I tell people, don't walk down the well-worn path all the time. Sometimes you got to get out there in the stickers and the tall grass and walk that path nobody wants to walk.
Yep.
And find yourself.
Yeah,
I've done a lot of shit in my life, and a lot of people can't understand how I was able to get by with what I used to do. I've been a contractor. I worked in a lot of different fields in the contracting after I left the military because I wanted to learn how to do it. Most people can't even unplug their sink, let alone have to put tape on a window.
It's funny that you say that because I'm putting in a new toilet today. I went and bought it last night, so I got to do that thing. So, but yeah, man, I remodeled my whole house by myself. Yep. Shit's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: if people they screw up a toilet faster than anything. Once it's been put in and it's put in well,
I got a toilet that's all one piece too.
Yeah,
I didn't get one of the ones that you screw the tank.
One thing people do to a toilet after they've put it in is they use a plunger because it gets plugged up. You don't do that. You use what's known as a toilet snake, which is
Right.
a cylindrical piece of tubing with
Well,
a cable
you
running
know
through it and a
what?
handle.
You know who invented the plunger and who invented the garbage disposal? A plumber. Why
Yep.
you think so? So you can fuck your shit
Right.
up and get it clogged up, and they can come out there and snake it out for you.
Yep. Yep. A lot of people throw shit down in garbage disposal that shouldn't go in it, and they end up destroying it, and then they end up having to have somebody come out and put a new one in for them. But a lot of people don't think about what they're doing. They just, well, this is the way my parents told me how to do it, so it must be right. Not necessarily.
Like we talk about all the time. Jason talks about, he's like, when you get older, you realize your parents are just winging the fuck out of this shit. Like they
Yeah.
didn't really know what was going on or what to do. They were just winging it, bro. They were just
Well,
trying.
my parents put me into a area that I had to learn how to do things, and they would show me things. My dad was a great mechanic. My mom was a seamstress. Okay. Both of them also worked in factories, and I learned what those factories did and everything. And I grew from that, and I went in and became an apprentice machinist in high school. Got my card when I graduated, but I went into the military because they had no more work for me. And at that time, the CNC machines were starting to take over. And I thought, well, hell, I must change my shit. I went into the infantry just to see how hard it could be. Then I got out for a little while and went on Ready Reserve. And then I went back in the military as a medic. And I stayed a medic for 18 years. And while I was in there, hell, I was remodeling houses for other guys in my units and stuff. And I got a job at range control fixing targets. And that requires you to be an electrician. And I took an electrician's course. And now I'm a certified electrician. And I used to work on computers because a lot of them things were computerized. And people said, well, how did you learn all that? I said, the only reason you don't learn is on account of you don't ask that stupid question. And that stupid question is the question you never ask. How do I do this, or what should I look forward to? People don't set goals for themselves anymore. The only goal they have is go to work, get their check, go out and blow it, and then go back to work again.
Yeah,
because they had to buy all this stuff.
Actually we're actually about to go into part 3 of a thing we've been doing, part 1 and part 2, and we're going to finish up on the part 3 of clarity and how to gain clarity. And it starts with responsibility, accountability, and it just goes through all the things, and it really teaches you to go inside of yourself and figure out what you need instead of listening to somebody else telling you what you need.
Yeah.
And
crack open the book. Crack open the book, do it until you get it right. Or, a lot of things are discovered by trial and error. Sometimes you have to do something 2 or 3 times before you get it back together. Right. And then you look back at it and go, that wasn't so hard. Why didn't I do that to begin with? But people don't want challenges anymore. They want everything spoon-fed to them. And they're seeing what is happening now that, they should have paid more attention in different things that went through life.
And let me say this, before we get up out of here, we got about 7 minutes, but it seems like the cycle continues. It's always been a cycle of strong men create peaceful times. Peaceful times create weak men. And when I say men, I'm not just talking about men. I mean men and women. Peaceful times create weak men and women, and weak men and women create hard times, and then the hard times create strong men and women. And then it's just a cycle. So we've come back to the cycle to where all of our strong people have made it so peaceful that the generation up under us is weaker now. And then that's where we are in the cycle. So if we're going to pay attention to what's happening, we got to know what's coming next. So obviously the hard times are going to come, and then those hard times are going to create stronger people.
100%.
Yeah.
And we got to know that when people say there's a war out there, it doesn't just mean on a battlefield. It means against everybody, to make everybody sway a certain way, to get behind a certain reason, to go to certain war, to do a certain thing. And once we realize that, then we can, hey, I want you to do something for me, Rocky. Hang out. I'm going to play this song. And as soon as it's over with, I want you to just tell me. I'm sure you don't listen to rap, do you?
No.
Okay. I want you to just listen to the song. And when it's over with, I want you to just talk with me for a second.
Okay.
And this song, this is by Jason right there, the co-host of the show.
The war is for your energy. They're collecting your energy.
Say it again. We're gonna get you to do an intro to a song. That would have went perfect with this.
To be supreme, what are the odds of it? In a place where our wars define what honor is. Every day we having battles with all kind of shit. But it's up beside the mirror where the challenge lives. Face to face with the ruler of our universe. And we can never see she's reflecting all of our inner work. Our intentions should be something other than riches. Our values don't match our value. We live in a contradiction. Listen, we ask for eternity and we got something more. Now we run away from life just to go to war. Embracing all the struggle like it's a distant brother. Not learning there's no struggle if we embrace each other. But this money got y'all acting different. Ain't no activism, cause activists don't act on a common interest. They want you to choose a side. They divide, you get conquered. The winners get the honor of ranking you as a monster. Cause this is war. They telling us his story, but it's not the truth. Let alone even relevant to me or you. Tell them each is stardust when you rolling through. Cause this body ain't nothing but a cosmic coupe. And that's the very thing these humans try to hide from you. They don't want you to see the God that lies inside of you. In this information war, we're being lied to. Because there is no Messiah that is provided to you. There is no supreme being that lives outside of self. And if you don't believe me, your denial's felt. So who am I to try to empower the powerless? Cause for the truth, I push courage out of a coward's chest. Pull verses from universes to encourage purpose. So every rhyme is like a pregnant virgin, birthing diamonds from a lifeless surface. A rising serpent to the eye. Climb that ladder on a spine as we remind the mind that this is war.
Now that's the kind of rap we do. But it's true though, right? There's a war in your house, through your computer, through your TV, through your social media. There's a war on your mind through that same shit. There's a war on your kids. There's a war on everything, bro.
The
It's not
war
just
is about your
battlefield.
energy. They're trying to collect your energy.
100%.
You are a light being and you
And
came
when
here
and
to
when
learn things.
and when your tax dollars goes to that war, that's your energy. That's your currency that you worked, you created. That's oh man, come on now.
Yep. Well, the thing about that, you know, everything is a war. Everything is a battle. Getting up in the morning is a battle. You know, every day's a gift, and everything you put into it is a gift to you. You know, whether you work hard or you have an easy job, you still see a reward to the end of it. But, you know, people don't understand that war is not just going and killing a bunch of people in another country. And I've been involved in that crap. But you have to understand that you have your own battles you have to fight. And you have to pick your friends. you pick wisely, because we have the ability. We're the only animal on the planet that has the ability to choose. And other animals can choose what they want to eat, but we have the ability to choose destiny.
Right.
And people don't understand that. The problem they have is they don't know what their destiny is. And I ain't figured mine out completely either. And I'm older than shit. But
Right.
every day it gets a little easier and a little easier for me.
Destiny is in
Well,
your
hey,
Even though
chart.
Rocky.
physically it makes it harder and harder.
Your
Right.
destiny is in your chart. It's in your chart.
True.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Rocky, look, everybody, we got 2 minutes that popped up on the screen. So what I would like to do, Rocky, is invite you back, man. We're on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30. And
Is that Eastern?
Yeah, Eastern time. Now, different
Okay.
days are different subjects, but
Yeah.
any day we'd just like to get you to come back, and maybe you can come up with a good little topic or whatever. You know what I mean? Because it seems like you got some smarts about you, and it seems like you got some things to talk about on the same lines as what we try to hit on. So if you want to do that, that'd be cool.
Challenge accepted.
All right. So if you want, just our email, you want to email thinkhighcrew.com@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email and we'll set it up.
Now you just blatantly come on out of
Or
the
yeah,
blue.
you
I
can
mean,
do that. Either way.
and I can get into a lot of subjects with everybody.
All right.
Some
Cool.
subjects I won't get into just because I sometimes end up destroying my podcast relation with somebody.
Oh, I get it.
You ain't got to worry about that here, bro. We are fucking bunch of free thinking.
Well, that opens it up to a whole new thing.
Yeah,
man.
yes, sir. You don't got to be afraid about nothing out here. This is a no judgment zone.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so
Okay.
this has been another